Hidden behind steel doors lie the greatest stories the auto world forgot. From factory wars to near-death legends, this is Vaulted Wheels, unlocking the machines that built America.
Picture this. It's 1963, Maranello, Italy. The air is thick, not just with the summer heat, but with pure, uncut ego. Inside a factory office, two of Italy's industrial giants are about to have a conversation that will literally change the world. On one side, you have Enzo Ferrari, the Maranello magician, a guy completely obsessed with the racetrack. And on the other, Ferruccio Lamborghini, a mega-wealthy tractor tycoon who built an empire from the dirt up. Now, this isn't some friendly chat. This is a customer complaint, and it's one that's about to ignite one of the greatest rivalries the world has ever seen.
So, this whole epic story, the birth of an iconic brand, decades of unbelievable innovation, it all starts right here. It's the ultimate case study in how a little bit of bad customer service, when it's aimed at exactly the wrong person, can completely upend an entire industry.
And with those few, fateful words, Enzo Ferrari didn't just dismiss a customer. No, he created his own personal nemesis. He basically handed a man with unlimited money, a deep understanding of mechanics, and a whole lot of pride a brand new mission in life. Build a better car than Enzo Ferrari. The insult was personal, and you better believe the response was going to be legendary.
So you've got these two titans, right? Both from the same part of Italy, but their philosophies were from different planets. Enzo Ferrari, he was a racing purist. To him, road cars were just a way to pay the bills for his true love, the track. But Ferruccio Lamborghini, he was an industrialist. He was a customer, a guy who loved to drive and expected his incredibly expensive machines to actually, work. One lived to win on Sunday, the other just wanted the perfect drive on Monday.
See, Ferruccio was a true car enthusiast. He owned several Ferraris, including a beautiful 250 GT, but he was constantly frustrated. The car was amazing, sure, but the clutch was junk. It failed over and over again, and every time it did, it meant another long, expensive trip back to Maranello, where he felt the technicians just took their sweet time with his car. It drove him crazy.
And this is where the story goes from a simple mechanical problem to a full-blown personal insult. Fed up, Ferruccio finally has his own tractor mechanics take a look at the problem. And what do they find? The clutch in his world-class exotic Ferrari is the exact same part he uses in his Lamborghini tractors. The kicker? The part cost him about 10 lira. Ferrari was charging him 1,000 lira for every single replacement. This wasn't just a design flaw anymore. It was an insult to his intelligence as a manufacturer.
So, after being told to stick to his tractors by Enzo Ferrari himself, Ferruccio walks out of that meeting. But he's not defeated. Oh no, he's fired up. He's thinking, okay, I'm a farmer. You got me. I make tractors. But you know what? I'm also a master mechanic and a damn good industrialist. And I'm about to show you how a real sports car is made.
So who was this guy? I mean, who was this tractor maker who had the guts to challenge the undisputed king of sports cars? To really get it, we have to go back to his roots.
Ferruccio was born to grape farmers, but from day one, he was way more interested in the farm's workshop than in the fields. His love for machines wasn't just a hobby. He went and got a proper technical education. But his real training, his PhD in mechanics, if you will, that came thanks to World War II.
Imagine this, you're stationed on the isolated island of Rhodes, totally cut off from supply lines. Ferruccio's job was to keep the whole military fleet, trucks, cars, everything, running with practically zero spare parts. He had to become a mechanical wizard out of pure necessity. He got brilliant at scavenging parts and modifying things, at making anything work. That kind of experience, well, you just can't buy it.
So when the war finally ends, Ferruccio comes home to an Italy that's been torn apart. But in all that chaos, he sees a massive opportunity.
He took those skills he perfected in the war and applied them directly to the problem at home. He started buying up surplus military vehicles and, believe it or not, started turning them into affordable tractors. His very first model, the Carioca, was an absolute sensation. It was tough, it was cheap, and it was exactly what Italian farmers needed to rebuild their lives.
And this right here is basically his playbook. It shows he wasn't just a gearhead, he was a brilliant entrepreneur. First, he found a clear need in the market. Second, he used what was available, all that military surplus. Third, he innovated, creating a special fuel atomizer that saved farmers a ton of money. And fourth, when demand exploded, he went all in, risking the family farm to scale up production. The man had guts.
And boy, did it pay off. Lamborghini Trattori became a powerhouse. Then he diversified, getting into heating and air conditioning systems, and made another fortune. So let's be crystal clear. By the time he walked into Enzo Ferrari's office, he wasn't just some farmer with a complaint. He was one of the wealthiest and most powerful industrialists in all of Italy.
All right, so now he has the money, he has the engineering genius, and he has the perfect motivation: revenge. He didn't just want to build a rival to Ferrari. He was going to build his personal vision of the absolute perfect car. This quote says it all. His goal wasn't to build another raw, temperamental, repurposed race car. No, he wanted a true Gran Turismo, a GT that was powerful and thrilling, yes, but also reliable, comfortable, and beautifully finished. You know, a car you could actually get in and drive without a team of mechanics following you.
And this table just nails the difference between them. For Ferrari, the road car was just there to fund his racing addiction. They were loud, they were rough, and the interiors were often an afterthought. Lamborghini saw this as a huge opening. He wanted to build a car that was the main event, the ultimate road car, designed from the ground up to be the perfect blend of performance, comfort, and luxury.
So his blueprint was basically a list of all of Ferrari's weaknesses. He wanted massive performance, but in a car that wasn't terrifying to drive. He wanted a ride that didn't feel like a covered wagon. He wanted a luxurious interior. And most importantly, he wanted it to be mechanically solid, starting of course with a clutch that wouldn't leave you stranded. With a crystal clear vision, a mountain of cash, and a serious score to settle, Ferruccio moved, and he moved fast. He had a point to prove, and he was going to prove it on the world stage as quickly as humanly possible.
He needed a symbol that was as stubborn and powerful as he was. Being a Taurus, the bull was a natural fit, and after a trip to Spain where he saw these magnificent Miura fighting bulls, the logo was a done deal. The Raging Bull. It was perfect.
Just let this number sink in for a second. 4 months. That's all the time it took from the moment he decided I'm building a car to the moment he pulled the cover off his first prototype, the 350 GTV, at the Turn Motor Show. That kind of speed is just insane. It speaks volumes about his absolute iron-willed determination.
I mean, look at this timeline. It's just incredible. He founds the company in May, he shows a prototype by October, and by the very next year, he's selling a full production car, the 350 GT. He built a state-of-the-art factory and went from a vengeful idea to a physical car in a customer's garage in just over a year. It's an absolutely astonishing achievement. And that's the ultimate result of all this. That one single short-sighted insult from Enzo Ferrari didn't just create a rival brand. It created a battle that raged for decades. It forced both Ferrari and Lamborghini to constantly one-up each other, to innovate, and to create legends like the Miura, the Countach, and countless others. In the end, we all won because of that feud.
Well, sometimes it gives birth to a legend. It just goes to prove that the greatest innovations aren't always born from a grand plan, but from the simple, powerful, and very human desire to prove someone wrong.